as much as the left likes to claim that they're being erased, you're erasing me, lesbians actually are, the category of lesbian is, in fact, in reality, being erased.
Matt Walsh is worried the category of lesbian is being erased. I'm sure it's really hard on him. This is Rebel HQ. I'm Sandee Lovas. Matt Walsh, a fan of asking, what is a woman, without ever answering it himself, believes it's possible for lesbians to, what, go out of style?
Lesbians actually are, the category of lesbian is, in fact, in reality, being erased. And if you follow the demographic trends, in another 30, 40 years, that just won't exist anymore. And you look at the younger generations, Gen Z and millennials, while LGBT identification has skyrocketed and trans identification has skyrocketed, lesbian identification has fallen off of a cliff.
What do you think the L stands for, Matt? Liberals? It's true. People in Gen Z are identifying as LGBTQ+ in higher numbers. Recent polling suggests it's as high as 20%, whereas adults overall are at 7%. This isn't because it's trendy to identify that way. It's that the younger generation is connected and exposed to information in the way the older generations weren't. Sexual orientation and gender are being talked about, and terms to describe how you feel are now in the mainstream. When I was younger, the term non-binary wasn't around, let alone the concept of what it meant. If it had, I would have been able to identify myself as that when I was a teen. The 7% of LGBTQ+ adults would be higher if it weren't for the stigma from others in their generation that prevents people from exploring and acknowledging that part of themselves. But let's get back to Matt's theory as to why lesbians are being erased.
Lesbian identification has fallen off of a cliff. And why is that? Well, it's because every girl, every woman who in the past would have identified themselves as a lesbian, now they're being told that, oh, no, you're actually a man. You're not a lesbian. You're actually not only a man, you're a straight man, it turns out. So this is, if you want to talk about conversion therapy, this is really the only kind of conversion therapy that goes on. You know, on top of the most insidious form, which is in general the way that kids are recruited into the LGBT fold. But here's conversion therapy. Essentially what the left is doing is they're taking lesbian women and they are converting them into straight men, or trying to anyway.
Okay, so Matt thinks girls who express interest in other girls are being told they're actually straight men? By who? It's more often the case when a woman comes out as gay that others tell her, no, you're not, and that's the end of the sentence. People don't say, no, you're not, and then continue with, you're a straight man. Matt is suggesting that not only are people telling them what gender they are, but also what their sexual orientation is, and that by doing that, it's conversion therapy, and that's on top of the more insidious form of child recruitment into the LGBTQ+ club from adults by simply acknowledging their existence. That's, quite the theory. And with no evidence, stats, or even anecdotal accounts provided, the only thing his theory proves is that he's more transphobic than he is homophobic. His argument minimizes the real harm conversion therapy causes, and he doesn't mention that it's used to try to force people to be straight and/or cisgendered. It has been deemed so harmful that the practice was banned in Canada. You can't recruit kids into being LGBTQ+. Because it's not a political organization, it's not a trend, it's not a religion, it's not some club they can sign up for and get points. It's not a choice. It's part of who they are, and hateful people like Matt are trying to erase them from society. The laws that are being passed targeting LGBTQ+ kids prevents them from expressing themselves and scares them into silence. Adults are publicly saying they're perverts and should be killed. When people come out, they risk harassment, abandonment, abuse, and even death, and they must do this every time they're in a new environment, with a new group, or even meeting a new person. This is known and shown and hardly assists in the recruitment of kids. Matt's misogyny is also on full display. He's not worried about gay men being told they're straight women. I haven't heard him ask, "What's a man?" He never worries about the threat of trans men in washrooms and sports teams. He seems primarily focused on forcing women to be what his version of a proper woman should be. LGBTQ+ folks of all sorts have always been around and will always be around. You can't erase how people are born. So Matt doesn't have to worry. Lesbians aren't going away, including the kind he likes to watch. For more of my stuff, look for me on social media's left of the box. Don't forget to hit buttons and leave comments. Thanks for watching, and until next time, get informed, get involved.